Hello guys, welcome back to Photographics Academy. All right, so I'm so excited about the transformation we're about to bring to this image, right? So this concept was purely what is it called? Was purely inspired by Milo shots. I loved the results he had in his own, and I said, you know what? Let's put few things together and jump on the concept and let's see how much we can create with it. So today we're going to be transforming this image from this background to this backdrop and see how much we can be able to blend it in and see how much we can be able to show you how you can transform your studio backdrops into something really amazing. So you are in for a very beautiful ride. See you. Let's get started. The first thing you need to do is to determine the cropping size of your image, right? You need to determine the size of your backdrop and the size of your image because you wouldn't want to lose some part of your backdrop trying to scale in or scale out, right? So what I would do is that I'll first of all create my cropping, right? I might even space it out a little from here, then push this to the edge because this is already, a pattern that I don't know if Photoshop can replicate. So let's see how it's going to handle it in the content aware. If it's not good, we'll leave it back to where it was originally. Okay, so this works. We might actually have to lose this part where we'll start scaling in. So let's leave it like that. Then come back to your object and make sure you're also still cropping in same size. Then maybe I'll give her a little headroom, right? So I wouldn't want to lose any of those background except the edge that we just added with content aware to each we can sacrifice. Beautiful. So once this is done, make a selection of your object. Very important because you need to separate your object from your backdrop so you can place the backdrop, then start your blending process. So once your subject is selected, right click and go to select inverse. Then you might need to zoom in and check the edges of your selection to make sure you are doing a very good selection right there. Okay, so I think this works basically. Whatever is remaining, we can fix much more later. Look at the edge of our clothes. We're going to add this part. Okay, so once this is done, make a duplicate of your background layer. Right click and go to layer via cut. Now have our background on a separate layer and our object also on a separate layer. So I'm going to blur out the background, right, so that I'll make sure it doesn't interfere with what we have here at the end of the game. So I can just keep it here at 150. Yeah, press OK, press Ctrl D. So we'll have our object properly selected from the backdrop right now. And the reason we didn't cut it out entirely with mask is because of the shadows and the reflections we want to get back later in the image. Now it's time to bring in our backdrop. So make sure that your object layer is above and your background layer is beneath. Then go to your background, unlock the layer, use your move tool, drag it over, place it on your image. Beautiful. Look at that. So all I'm going to do right now is to just scale it in like this. Position my object right in the middle of it. Press OK. Change the blend mode to overlay. And once you do that, you will notice that immediately your object enters the backdrop. So restoring our reflections, making it strong and fixing the edges. Go to the background you blurred. If you do before and after, you notice that the floor begins to mix with the floor of the backdrop and gives you even a more natural look. So I'm going to create a mask for that area. Use my brush and just restore the floor area like that. So it gives us that very beautiful look. If you want your reflection to be stronger, very simple, make a duplicate of your image. Go to the second one, press Ctrl T, right click and go to flip vertically. Yes. Then drag it all the way down and just keep it like this. Press OK. Reduce the opacity. You can just decide to leave it like this and blur it out, or you can as well decide to play with your blend mode and see the one that will look better for your image. So let's see if blend mode is going to help us look more natural. So I think I love what overlay is doing. Just have to bring it down a little bit. All right, so getting to our image, if you notice our background is warm, our image is not warm. Or before we get to that, let's fix the edges. So create a mask for the image itself. use your brush and just, brush over the edges slightly, and make sure your background, your flow is low. So if you are used to composition, you will know that this edge is obviously a transparent edge, more like a net edge. So if we use our mask and hide it a little bit and allow a little bit of that background to come out from that edge, it's going to look very natural and very, very realistic. Look at that, fixed. Now, talking about our color, I'm going to apply this image. Talking about our color, so if you look at this image, you'll notice, okay, so the image is quite dark, our background is, warm and beautiful. We need to make sure that they both match in coloration, so it doesn't look like she was not there originally. So I think I need to tackle this down a little, add a little contrast to my backdrop. Sorry, but I just saw that now. Okay. Bring down my highlights a little bit. Beautiful. Okay, so what we're going to be using is what we call hex code. Let's leave it like this for now. What we're going to be using is what we call hex code to color her skin tone. So how do we get our hex code? So what I did was I went to my ChatGPT and I told ChatGPT to give me a hex code that I can use to achieve a very beautiful warm skin tone, and it gave me a hex code. So that hex code, I'm going to import it and we'll be using it on this image. So you can as well go to ChatGPT and ask for hex code, and it's going to give you the hex code. I'm going to show you how to use the hex code on your images to even get very beautiful color gradients. So let me import my hex code. So the hex code we are going to be using is the one that will allow us get very warm tone. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my solid color and press Ctrl V inside this hex code area, and immediately loads up the color. This is the hex code ChatGPT gave us. So I'm going to saturate a little bit and go to hue and just push it towards orange a little bit. Press OK. Once you press OK, hide your solid color, make a duplicate of your image, create a mask for it, and go to select, color it. So we want to select just her skin tone, and being kind enough, it has already done the major part of the work by selecting her skin tone, because we use this regularly. So I'm going to just click on few places that I feel okay needs to be added to it. Then press OK, use the mask to replace the mask of the solid color. Now if you open up your solid color, you'll notice that it's all over her skin and also on her clothes, which I do not want. So I am going to just take this away like this. Then change the blend mode first of all to soft light. Reduce the opacity to like 20 something. Right. Then press Ctrl J, change the second one to color. Reduce the opacity to like 10. This works. So I think I even need her skin tone more warm. So I'll go into here, go to brightness. Try to brighten it up a little. Go to saturation. Try to saturate it up a little bit more. Beautiful. Press OK. Copy the hex code. Ctrl C. Go into the one you did color and paste it so you maintain the look. So if I put the both of them in a group right now, we are going to notice that we've color graded our skin. So there are a few areas we missed. The arm area, so we need to brush in. Do the same thing for this area. So once you do that, use the mask and replace this particular one over here, and we are good to go. Now I need some brightness on her skin, so I'm going to create a curves adjustment layer here, copy the mask and place over there, and still brighten up her skin. Beautiful. This looks good. So the next thing we need to do is to create a global color gradient, right? That will bring everything together. But I need to darken down the background a little so that our objects can as well stand out in the whole scene. So I will just create a color lookup adjustment layer over here and just move around to find the one that suits my image the most. This is so beautiful. So just bring it down, keep it somewhere around here. The before, the after. So I think I need to saturate my background just slightly to make sure my attention remains on my object. Beautiful. Let me show you the overall before and after. The before, the after. So all I need to do now is to create a clipping layer. Ctrl Shift Alternate E. Go to your filter. Go to mask. And just adjust your lightening a little bit and you are good to go. So increase our highlights slightly, open up our shadows. So maybe tone things down a bit. Reduce the warmness of the overall image. Beautiful. So I can as well select her skin tone and brighten it up. I want to add a little vignette effect to the image. Let's keep this warm here. Beautiful. We can even blur out the background a little. Let me try blurring out the background just a little to remove it from focus just a little so that the attention will also remain on our object, which is the main thing we're creating right here. Okay, so just blur out a little bit. Nice one. Beautiful. I think that's good right there. Okay, we're good to go. Press OK. And the job is done. If you even want to do something more cinematic, you can play around with your color grading, add some greens to the shadows to even make it have that, deep green tones with a mixture of orange. Let's try it and see how it looks. We can either use solid color, we can use our color balance, but let's try solid color, use our hex code, push it to the shadows, reduce it, blend it, and let's see what we are going to have at the end of the day. So I can come over here, go to solid color, select very deep dark green somewhere around here, press OK. Change the blend mode to soft light. Double click on the layer and split it into the shadows. So remove it from all the highlight areas. Of course, we need to split this open to make it look soft. Just like this. Press OK. Let's look for another blend mode that will allow us notice his screen. Then we'll play with the opacity. So I think we'll have to stick with our soft light and reduce the intensity overall. But before, the after. And look at how much we've done so far. So this is the image when we got started. This is the after. This is the before. This is the after. So looking at it again, I think I need to remove this. This doesn't make sense on the image. And this is our final result. The before, the after, the before, the after. I believe so much you love the result you're getting. And of course, this background is for free. So all you need to do is to comment interested in the comment section of this video. We're going to send you the link where you will join our community. Right there, you'll be getting this background for free and every other thing we will be giving out in the future for free. Thank you so much for watching this amazing video. Do make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel, and if you subscribe, click on the notification bell to get notified every single time we drop a new video. Until then, see you on the next one.